Yes, this is formal. This is formal. Yes! It's Robert Burns Day.
Robert Burns Day, indeed! What is Robert Burns Day?
A magnificent bastard. All right, so we're gonna do the most lightning quick Robert Burns dinner you've ever seen in your life with none of the correct ingredients. So Robert Burns is sort of Scotland's bard.
Stop. With a glass full of whiskey.
Oh, yeah. We have to do the chairman's welcome. So on a proper Robert Burns Day,
There's so many traditions.
first you pipe in the guests, and then the chairman gives a welcome to everyone, and of course you have to have whiskey.
Who's the chairman?
And we're gonna start with, I'm the chairman. We're gonna start with a gift from Cody Nelson. The Talisker 10,
Ooh.
because he saw that we ran out and did a bottle down ceremony. And so he bought us another one.
Dude.
Talisker 10, Cody Nelson.
Cody Nelson, you magnificent bastard.
All right, so the chairman's welcome is welcome to Robert Burns Day on the Whiskey Vault. Lightning quick. You guys are freaking awesome. Now, the key on a Robert Burns dinner is there's a toast like every 5 seconds.
I'm the traditional clapping monkey.
Yeah, exactly. There's a toast every 5 seconds, and different people are in charge of different toasts and different speeches and different poems. And every time, the goal is to be eloquent and funny and deep and amazing and give a better speech than the person before you.
Oh, God.
And it's just a thing.
Sounds like a tremendous amount of
now we
pressure.
say the Selkirk Grace. And the Selkirk Grace is, and this is from Robert Burns, some have meat and cannot eat, and some would eat that want it. But we have meat and we can eat, and so the Lord be thank it. Cheers to you all. Cody Nelson.
Dude.
Talisker 10 is a damn classic.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Butterscotch and salt.
Meaty.
Slight brine. It's meaty.
Savory.
It's as if you had... If Oban 14 is a lightly hinted floral peat, then Talisker is steak.
Mm-hmm.
But not yet all the way into Isla.
Oh.
It's on the way.
Oh.
It's headed towards Isla. It's going to see it in the distance. Not
Right.
really. It's actually Isle of Skye. Now, here, normally...
So at the bottom it says made by the sea. Yes.
Yes.
Obviously. It tastes like it was made
Oh,
by
yeah.
the sea.
Normally the next thing is you pipe in the haggis. But we don't have any haggis because I went to 5 places today and couldn't find any haggis.
Don't worry, Daniel. I brought some meat.
Oh, so at this point someone pipes in the haggis and then someone has to read to haggis a poem.
In honor of the meat pile.
Oh yeah. It's another poem by Robert. So here's the thing about Robert Burns.
What is Robert Burns?
Robert Burns was sort of a he was the Bruce Springsteen of the 1700s.
Okay.
I've never heard anybody say that, but that's actually totally true.
Yeah.
He was the blue-collar hero of the masses, right? He was a plowman. He worked, but he was an amazing poet, and he wrote all of his poetry
Really good.
in the local slang dialect.
Oh.
So remember when Mark Twain wrote all of his books, and he was one of the first people to write in the sort of slang local Southern dialect?
Yeah.
Burns was like that, right? He died in 1796.
So, you're telling me he was a champion?
Champion of the people. Oh, sorry.
The people.
The people.
There you go.
Did I get it better?
Yeah.
He was a champion of the people.
Yeah, there's a little bit
Pretty
more,
good.
a little more chipmunky in the cheeks
The
there.
people.
Yeah.
That's pretty getting it.
Yeah, you're good.
I've been practicing in front of a mirror.
For hours
For
on end.
hours. Okay, and so while you're reading to the haggis, you're supposed to hold the ceremonial knife in the air as you're reading it, and when you complete it, you split the haggis open, and then it's served.
And this
now,
is-
haggis is just like kidney and entrails.
It's like
minced
sheep's
up.
stomach, right?
Yeah, minced and then wrapped in the sheep's stomach, hold it together like a sausage casing,
Right.
and then cooked. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Delicious.
I really like it. A lot of people hate it.
Where did you have it? Because you couldn't find it in Austin.
Now we toast the haggis. Everyone raises their glass.
Where did you have haggis?
I lived in Scotland.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then they toast, since we don't have it, to the haggis.
You're toasting to my meat.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We'll finish this one and move on to the next.
Right.
To the haggis. We're blind racing through the whiskeys too. Sorry, Nelson.
They usually pack this into a day.
And we're going
For a
through.
whole evening, yeah. Now we're moving to the next Talisker selection from Bobby Parnell.
Bobby Parnell, you magnificent bastard.
Talisker Dark Storm. Now this is when you normally serve the meal.
Okay.
Now, drink that. Oh, nice. Okay. We got a third one coming, so pace yourself.
Oh man, how is this so much more vanilla?
Oh, because for one, it's getting more of the wood sugars. It's a little sweeter.
Wow. So this is like,
It's 45.8% alcohol.
this is super savory and meaty. The Dark Storm coming off the heels.
Remember how we've been saying we desperately wanted to try this forever?
Yeah.
The Dark Storm was originally a travel release, which means it showed up in like duty-free shops and things like that, right? And that's also why it's a full liter instead of 750 milliliters.
I thoroughly enjoy trying whiskeys with a lot of character immediately after a different whiskey with a lot of character because it totally changes
right?
what you get out of it.
Now, remember when I said the barrel use in Scotland was very different, and you can do a lot of different things?
Yeah.
This one they recharred the casks, so it's a new charred barrel, not a new barrel. It's a used barrel recharred before they put in the Dark Storm.
Oh, wow, I never even thought about that. That's totally something you can do. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And I would, that's cool that it worked out well, because I would have suspected if you rechar it, then it's just going to burn out all of the nuance that the used would.
Not if it's been soaking for 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
It's you know.
Interesting.
Anyway, so we're eating the meal. Meal would be cockaliki soup, main course haggis, tatties, sweet things, dumplings, a cheese board, and now to the drink. And the thing is, it's actually pretty traditional to take your haggis and pour a little what they call whiskey sauce over it, which means just pour some small scotch on it.
It is very different than the Talisker we just had.
Yes.
Very different.
Very different.
And it's sweeter, but the finish for me, it's
Darker.
darker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweeter and darker at the same time. That's pretty remarkable, isn't it? So typically, the chairman of the dinner is sort of the host, and he's judged. You would like this. He's judged by the people attending on how well he provided. Like, what was the selection of whiskeys? How was the food? Was the bagpipers good?
This is
Like,
a room full of mooches
yeah.
giving scores.
Yes, totally. And they trade notes like, what do you think? Well, this was a good one. Yeah, all right. Now the first entertainment is the first guy has to get up in front of everybody and do something, a poem or music, and it's all got to be around Robert Burns. So you got to sing a song and so mine was the Red Red Rose. You ready? Mm-hmm. Oh my loves, and I'm not gonna do it in the Scottish accent because it's all Scottish local. Oh my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh my love's like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, until the seas gang dry. Till the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though 'twere 10,000 mile. And that was the first time we ever heard, and I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more.
Yeah, of course. Who knew that song was from like 300 years ago?
Yeah, who knows that they were influenced by Burns when they wrote I Would Walk 500 Miles. Okay, so now we move to the immortal memory in which someone has to get up and give an entire speech about Robert Burns, his life, and what a treasure he was.
How do mere mortals get a day like this?
Oh, dude.
This is epic.
You don't end this day without like totally laying down on the floor. Yeah. So you should give a speech about how great Robert Burns was.
He's real good. So as long as the whiskeys keep coming out, this
Okay.
is quickly becoming one of my favorite days ever.
I know! Now, you can only be lucky enough to have someone invite you to a Robert Burns dinner. So now the second entertainment is another Robert Burns poem. I chose one for you, Rex. See how far you can get into that poem
I got this.
in Scottish local dialect.
Me and my pronunciation skills, we got this. We sleek it, cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in the bristy. Thou need nar start, awa and see hasty, we bicker and rattle, awa thee lath rin a chase thee,
Yeah.
me murder and re paddle.
You in Jamaican? Wed the man.
There's a whole page of this.
There's 2 pages of that. There's more on the other page.
No, so
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great poem.
TLDR.
We're already 12 minutes in. We've got it.
TLDR.
Yeah.
That wee bit of heap of leaves and stibble us cost me moaning where a nibble. Ooh,
And it ends with,
the nibble.
"Still thou art blessed compared with me."
The present only toucheth thee. But I backward cast my eye on prospects drear. Oh, forward though cannot see, I can be guess in fear. Nailed it.
Yeah. Oh, so and then there's a toast to the lassies, which is traditionally sort of giving the women right? It's like telling housewife jokes and shit
Right.
like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes can also be encouraging and, but Burns wrote of wedding rings. Here's a good one. "She asked why wedding rings are made of gold, and I ventured this to instruct her. Why, madam, love and lightning are the same. On earth they glance, from heaven they came. Love is soul's electric flame, and gold, the best conductor."
Yeah. See what
You
you,
see
did.
why...
I see what you did.
You
there.
see why he was well loved
Yeah.
as a poet of the masses, right? So here's our to the lassies.
To the last.
To the lassies. Now, ladies, traditionally, you get a response because the next part is you get the final entertainment, which someone sings another song, and then the next part is the lassies get to reply. So in the Whiskey Tribe and in the YouTube comments, ladies, you get your chance to reply, and guys, take it. Now our final whiskey is brought to us by,
Oh my God, another whiskey.
I know, Bobby Parnell.
You're gonna make me cry.
It is Rock Oyster. There it is. Yes! Now you're gonna be excited about this one.
Bobby Parnell, you magnificent bastard.
All right. Now this is the second one from Bobby. Bobby's climbing the ranks too. What's the number of whiskeys for sainthood, or is it it just need to be a case by case basis, depending on what they send?
It feels like 7-ish. It feels like 7-ish.
So does Ryan Dice get to be a whiskey saint for having brought 2 Macallan M's?
I count 2.
Yeah. Ah, that doesn't count for.
5 more, Ryan. 5 more.
Okay, so Rock Oyster is a Douglas Lang product. Remember, an independent bottler blender. And
Ooh.
it's awesome. It's all.
This is not savory meat. We are out of that territory.
Oh, dude, the smell on this is amazing.
Brine.
So this is blended malt, so all single malts, but it's maritime malts, which means the islands.
Yeah, I'm
right.
getting
So you've got
the brine note's the strongest note for me right now.
yes, you've got Orkney, Jura, Arran, and Islay, all in this blend. Now there's only Jura has Jura, so we know there's Jura in here. Arran only has one distillery, it's called Arran,
Yep.
so we know that's in here. Orkney only has 2, Scapa and Highland Park.
Almost 47%.
So this has the Orkney is either Scapa or Highland Park, and the Islay, who knows?
The taste doesn't punch you like the nose does, but it's still amazing.
This may be the best Douglas Lang I've ever
It's
tried.
velvety with how well it's rounded off there. And the aftertaste doesn't linger for me.
I get peat, I get a little bit of smoky ash, I get salt, but I also get caramel and butterscotch, and oh man, a lot of vanilla.
Oh, there's the caramel. Oh, man. Every episode of the Whiskey Vault should be like this. Yeah.
We could only shoot 1 episode a day if we were doing this on a regular basis. Okay, here's our finish. So a vote of thanks. So the chair now climbs to his potentially unsteady feet because you've been toasting for 3 hours, basically.
Of course.
And he says, "Thank you all for coming," and we all sing Auld Lang Syne together.
You sing it while I do the bagpipes.
No. You
I'm
gotta sing
doing
it with
bagpipes.
me. And I brought words for you, so because no one knows the words to Auld Lang Syne. They all go, "For la 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 la
With a bagpipe accompaniment?
Auld Lang Syne.
I'm doing a bagpipe accompaniment.
No, you can do the bagpipe.
Eat it.
Miss
Be forgot and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot and Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my Joe. For Auld Lang Syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.